Greetings, flesh wound horror freaks, and happy Halloween. Welcome to SLASHTOBER Part 3 Halloween Night. Before we get into tonight's film and entrant into the tournament, Kruger, tell the good folks how SLASHTOBER works.
So what we do for our SLASHTOBER special is rate and review a Halloween-themed film, and then at the end of the episode, we add that movie to a list compiled from our previous episodes to vote and decide which of the films we want to eliminate, leaving us with our top 3 Halloween horror films, aka our 3 final girls. And once we get to the final episode of this season, SLASHTOBER, we will choose one of those final 3 as this season's winner. So Todd, why don't you tell us what movie we have tonight and what this year's SLASHTOBER statistics have been so far?
All right. Well, our statistics are our 3 final girls currently are Terrifier, The Guest, and Cemetery of Terror. Eliminated thus far, we have Clown Murders, Stan Helsing, American Fright Fest, Halloween Night, Killer Eye Halloween Haunt, Murder Party, The Pumpkin Carver, Ernest Scared Stupid, and Hack-a-Lantern. And up for tonight, we have 1986 Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat, yes.
Who is Sammy Curry?
So, yes, Trick or Treat, 1986, director Charles Martin Smith. This is, well, certainly a notable film. Don't think I've talked to you guys about this. Maybe Todd back in the day, so I'm curious what you think. So if you're unfamiliar, Trick or Treat is about a bullied teenage boy is devastated after the death of his heavy metal idol, Sammy Kerr. But as Halloween night approaches, he discovers that he may be the only one who can stop Sammy from making a satanic comeback from beyond the grave. All right, so Trick or Treat. So this was a movie that I remember. I remember seeing the VHS at Sunburst Video, my go-to ma and pop, and the first thing that caught my eye was Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons. Particularly Ozzy Osbourne is a sort of reverend, sort of Tipper Gore douchebag type person,
playing the character of Miracle Man. Yeah.
Yes. It was just eye catching because I actually was a pretty big Ozzy guy, so that was pretty cool. And I wouldn't say I was a Kiss mark, but I appreciated Kiss and I liked Gene Simmons, and I also appreciated him as an actor. See, he'd been in a few things. I want to say a few things in '86 too.
Runaway
with
Tom Selleck.
With Tom Selleck, Wanted, Dead
What's
or
the one
Alive.
with James Stamos? John Stamos. What's that one? Where he plays a transsexual. He's the transsexual villain. Yeah. See, it's awesome. I like. Don't wrong. It's schlock as fuck, but I like that movie.
Thought you were going to go full Rocky Horror and say transsexual from transvestite Transylvania.
Transsexual Transylvania.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a great thespian, but he is a pretty charismatic actor, I think.
He's got a presence.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he's fucking Gene Simmons, for fuck's sake. Of course he does.
He is Gene Simmons. And,
God the Thunder.
Definitely loves movies. I always thought it was interesting Shannon Tweed was married to the guy.
Well, technically they weren't married. They were just together forever.
Yeah.
Did they finally get married?
They did, I think, a little while ago, if I'm not mistaken.
What's the point at that point?
Shut her up.
Is that the woman he was with in this reality show?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They got married maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
But they were together for fucking
forever.
90s. Yeah.
Very.
Since Dane was spilling early seed.
Very long time. And that is a shoot, and that is true.
I know it is.
But
nice too.
Yes, so we are supposed to talk about this movie, I guess, and not Shannon Tweed's talent. So yeah, Trick or Treat. Christopher Young score, first of all.
No, there you go.
Hellraiser fame. Gotta love Christopher Young. Little backstory on this. I know the Wasp lead singer Blackie Lawless backed out. Was initially going to be the lead, but dropped out. I think when he was told he'd have to lip sync to Fastway songs.
Yeah. Who most of those people are now in Flogging Molly.
I love Flogging Molly.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that was initially your lead. I kind of wonder what that might have looked like. I think it would have been pretty cool. I think it would have been done a good job.
Blackie Lawless? Abso-fucking-lutely. That guy's the shit. He's a lunatic. Love him.
I do not know what he's up to. I thought
they just started touring again this year. They just opened up. They did like 3 festivals, and then he's going to go on a full world tour.
God, how old
He's
is
back.
he? He's got to be.
He's old as fuck, dude. I don't know, 60s.
Yeah. I was gonna say. So yeah, that was the initial lead, and when I saw this, sorry, I'm going out of order because Shannon Tweed. That's Todd had to go there, and now that's all I got in my head.
We have Mark Price from Skippy. I remember being like, well, Skippy's got his own fucking movie. Which I know Kruger's like, I have no idea what you old
you old bastards.
he was on the Michael J. Fox television show Family Ties.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
I was kind of rooting for the bullies in this when he threw spaghetti on the dude, though.
That didn't even dawn on me. That's hilarious.
Dan's like, heel turn, fuck him.
Columbine that asshole.
Jesus.
Tag Pugs. You threw me off with that one too.
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna take the L. I'll segue back into my thoughts of the movie. But Bugs, go for it. Hot take.
Oh, cool. As growing up a metalhead, this just spoke to me already. I'm like, oh, fucking Father Ozzy's gonna be here. That's great. Gene Simmons, cool. How can you go wrong? And with my little kid brain, this movie is the shit. I fucking love Sammy Kerr. He looked like Motley Crue mixed with Blackie Lawless, or Wasp, I should say. So that makes perfect sense. The story is very like mid-level. Like it's nothing offensive or nothing outstanding. But like if you're a certain age and if you're into this type of music and you like horror, this is like a perfect recipe. And I think they did exactly what they needed to do. It's a cult classic for a reason, and I'm thankful Sammy Kerr is having to come back. Like he's getting shirts now. We need more figures and statues. I really like it. I had a great time with it, and I spread the word like, hey, check out Trick or Treat. It's the shit. So I still think it holds up to me. It feels Halloween, and it rocks. And the soundtrack rules. The fucking the score is awesome. Like, yeah, come on.
It's great Kevin Yeager effects and other.
Yeah, dude, it's just fucking really, really fucking cool. I love this movie. So
I'm curious about Kruger. Was this your first time? Or
yes, sir.
Okay, because I know
I would like to take a gamble on this. I think he likes it, but we'll see.
I
know he likes it.
I know it's one of our buddies. Richard's one of his favorite movie, if not his favorite movie.
Richard's been putting it over to me for a while.
So I'm hoping that didn't hurt it and make you overhype it. So I'm curious.
That is his
all right,
concern.
So first thing I'll say, I would have watched this probably like 20 or let's not go that far, but about 10 years ago, if somebody would have told me Ozzy and Gene Simmons was in this, I mean, I totally would have watched it way sooner. I didn't know just because I didn't grow up with it on the shelves at my movie store, so I didn't see that old school DVD cover art where they're both on the fucking thing. So I had no clue. But the first thing I'll say is I'm a big 80s hair metal fan, and just all the goodness we got throughout this movie on the soundtrack was awesome. And, I'm definitely headbanging throughout the whole thing. I love the story with the main character, Eddie, and how he's heartbroken about his favorite, metal artist dying in this tragic hotel fire. And then, when Gene Simmons gives him that unreleased album of his favorite metal artist, and we watch all the paranormal madness ensue after, I was thoroughly entertained. the whole reversing record thing too. I loved how they played that into the story, because I've seen that played into other movies before, but not nearly as cool as this. And our supernatural slasher, Sammy Kerr, looked awesome. Once he's brought back from the dead, his half burnt face was just awesome. The way he's all decked out in leather spikes and stuff. Really cool stuff. We also got a nice little practical demon in one scene here that was like super rad. Even though there's not a ton of kills until, probably the last 20 minutes of the movie, we did get some solid ones. The whole thing with the headphones melting on that one chick's ear.
The
Jeannie.
Possessed car chase, too.
Yeah.
Some good action here.
Shout out Christine.
Yeah, a little Christine tribute. I was a fan of that. And also just the metal concert in the final act where Sammy Kerr is just vaporizing people with his electric guitar. That was all good stuff. My biggest complaint about the movie is once we get to that concert scene where he's just going on this massacre, I feel like that's where the movie peaks. And what we were left with after was a little bit underwhelming. But overall, I still had a great time with it. And it's definitely a classic I could see myself rewatching for years to come. But it's not on the level of some of my favorite 80s slashers, if that makes sense. But for the season and for it being, a metal slasher, I'm all about it, and I had a good time.
It's definitely the best of the 80s bunch of the metal
Not a Black
slasher.
Rose.
I like Black Roses and Rock and Roll Nightmare, but
I agree, they are lower tier.
And then you have stuff like Rocktober Blood and stuff, which is low.
See, I haven't seen, like, I'm very out of the loop when it comes to I've only seen recent like metal horror,
right, which that's why I specifically said 80s, because they're a different animal. I did want to say earlier, this one I have a very specific memory of when I watched this, because this came out in 86, but it was right before Halloween. It was October 24th, 1986. So I wanted to see it. I didn't get to. But on Halloween night, and this is going to age me tremendously, it was either on TV or Select TV. This is how cable used to be, Kruger. You hooked up the box and you had a wire, and it gave you one channel on TV, or there was also Select TV. And I want to say it was Select TV, and on Halloween night, I want to say it was 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. 9 p.m. actually. They played Trick or Treat, so it was like a week after theatrical release, and we got to watch it at home. And why is it a nerd? Because I got to watch.
I didn't say it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, goddamn.
Because the fuck up, Dan.
Because of the
sense.
technology. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
You knew how to do
Remember
that.
No, it's that you remembered the exact time you watched it.
On Halloween night, 1980. How am I going to forget on Halloween night?
I'm pretty sure you remember the exact time you watched a lot of porn, Dan. So let's shut
He's
up.
like, I remember when I spilled seed on night ice. We'll give that callback.
It was a Tuesday after.
Yeah, it was.
I only had my favorite shirt.
It was Halloween night, the week after it came out of the theaters. I'm gonna remember that.
I still have the towel over there.
Oh, Jesus.
Can you not talk about your cock fucking
It's
towels,
signed.
please?
He likes to pump fast.
You
I'm
set
gonna
yourself up
ban
for this shit,
Spin
man.
kick it to pieces, just Mortal Kombat stuff.
Oh,
There you go.
shards
Jeez.
everywhere.
That's
Oh
a good
God.
special effects idea.
Sure. For the next American Pie movie.
Okay, Dan, what did you had some final thoughts? I know we came back to full circle with the whole.
I don't know if you want to call. I don't know if I'll call this like a horror classic, but it's a fun ass movie. It always has been. Really cool villain. It's a popcorn movie for sure, but I think it's a damn good one. I kind of love the way Sammy goes out. Kind of simple, but it's kind of cool. I just thought everything worked about this. I mentioned the possessed car chase, the car on fire. It's not really just like a body count film. It's also kind of a supernatural action film at times, and I really dug it. I hadn't watched this in a while. Now, Trick or Treat, I would definitely say is a yearly watch, but it's been maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years since I've sat down to watch this. I was kind of glad we had it in the tournament because I was thinking about revisiting it anyways.
This is an annual one for me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's still a ton of fun. I think it's held up really, really well. The bullies are nasty. You feel bad for our lead, and yeah, we got fucking Ozzy talking about evil sex acts and like all this shit. It's a good time, and I think it's still a great Halloween watch that oozes Halloween. So, yeah, check it out again if you haven't, and hopefully you'll get a really nice new edition soon, because I think we're kind of due on this one.
I've never seen this question asked to Till Linderman of Rammstein, but I guarantee you he's a fan because one of his big moves that he does is that pounding on his.
Oh yeah,
leg.
it's called the Till Hammer.
Yeah, the Till Hammer. But like this movie has that before Rammstein even existed, off to the side. So I was like, I do want that question asked. I haven't met him, so
He does do the double Till Hammer too.
Oh yeah.
But I'm with you, dude. That's my go-to
rock out move
when I'm at a concert.
Good shit. So.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys even saw me used to do that when I was doing Casey Albright.
Now that you mentioned that, yeah. All right, then rate this movie, right?
Yeah, let's rate this.
All right. Kruger?
I am a 3.5 out of 5 with room to grow, possibly up to a 4, maybe with future viewings.
My member berries are definitely affecting my rating on this one. This is a 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Dan?
It's a blast. Still not a classic, but definitely a blast, and it oozes Halloween. I got to give it a 4.
Yeah, I'm with Pugs on this one. My member berries, 10-year-old me fell in love with this on Halloween night, so I remember, Dan. And I'm a 4.5. I can recognize it's not perfect.
All right.
So
I do know people that this is their all-time favorite.
Perfect to us, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's the time for elimination.
It is time.
So we have up for elimination Terrifier, Cemetery of Terror, The Guest, and Trick or Treat. Kruger, what's going?
I'm gonna go Cemetery of Terror on this one.
Pugs?
Damn, Cemetery of Terror is really good. Yeah, out of those though, I'm gonna go Cemetery of Terror. Also gets the X for me. Fuck, I don't feel good about that.
I'm actually the same. Cemetery of Terror. Dan?
The Guest, but it doesn't matter.
No. Yeah.
All right.
Been gunning for that motherfucker for the last 5 shows. God damn it, it's not gonna happen, Dan. Well, until Todd agrees with you again.
We'll see.
You know,
I'm concerned about the end.
All right. Okay. So
this was pretty painless. Jesus.
Yeah, this was. So now we have The Guest, Terrifier, and Trick or Treat. So it's going to get hard now. And I see some heavy hitters coming up that may.
Sweet. So get interesting.
All right. All right, Dan.
Well, guys, be sure to tune in to the next entry. We're getting close to the end. Get to see who's still standing, and be sure to listen to all our other awesome Halloween content. Patreon.com/FleshWound Features. Support us for just $1. We're the hardest working horror podcasters out there today, and well, we got tons of stuff. Just go through our video list on YouTube. October, you've got 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 shows a day, depending on the day. So yeah, you're covered. Yeah. And with that being said, that's all I got. So insert cool quote from movie here. I'll let one of you take it. And good night.
All right.
Pugs. Wait,
Kruger.
I'm not going to do the movie.
What?
That's okay. I'll cover for you. I'm going to just do Ozzy. If you have sex, wear a condom.
Perfect.
Good evening.
Mr. Todd? Mr. Kruger.
Happy Halloween, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ.
Check your candy. I'll see you in Disneyland.